Hello, everybody.
All right, then we're on the record in the matter of Propel Property Management versus Ashley Long, 2401851.
Morning, Your Honor. Adam Dillon, case 72877 for the plaintiff.
Good morning, and ma'am, your name for the record.
She's my property manager.
Oh, okay. All right, Ms. Long, your name for the record, please.
Ashley Long.
All right, and so there was an agreement on the amount of rent owed when you were both here on November 26th, and that there was, defendant was requesting concessions regarding no heat. We set this for an in-person hearing today so that there can be documentation submitted for the court to take into consideration. Was there an opportunity for you all to have a conversation out in the lobby?
There was, Your Honor. It wouldn't result in anything. Ms. Long's position is still the same. My client is unwilling to provide any further abatement than we offered last week and is looking for Your Honor to make a decision on this.
Okay, so I believe that what I'm looking for right now is when did you first, please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear, the property, Miss Property Manager, I'm sorry, I don't know your name.
No, you're good.
Ms. Castro, Your Honor.
Can you please state and spell your first and last names?
Elizabeth Casto, Elizabeth, and then Casto, C as in Charlie, ASTO.
Okay, so you both please raise your right hands. You solemnly swear from the testimony you're about to give in this matter the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you. So, Ms. Long, when did you first provide notice to plaintiff regarding your heat issue?
I started calling up because November 12th, I probably have to take a minute.
Okay, first of all, I'm going to need you to speak up loudly, please. When is the first time that you contacted your landlord regarding the heat issue?
The beginning of November.
Okay, what date?
The 1st, I guess.
Now, I can make you guess. This is your burden, right? So you're asking this court to grant an abatement because you didn't have properly working heat. So I need you to not guess. I need you to be specific. And I know I stated that on the 26th when you were all here that I needed the specific information. So what date did you contact your landlord?
November 1st.
No, ma'am, you're not a party to this action, so please have a seat. Thank you. November 1st, you contacted. Ma'am, I'm not talking to you, Ms. Long, I'm not talking to you.
Oh.
I was talking to the person that's here with you. They were standing up, so I wasn't talking to you. You're a party to the action. So, on November 1st is when you notified the landlord?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
How did you notify the landlord?
Called them.
And who did you talk to?
The property manager.
I need you to speak up, please. We have to record you and I have to be able to hear you, okay?
Oh, I thought this worked.
This property manager?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Ms. Castro? Okay. And so, when you contacted Ms. Castro, what did you say to Ms. Castro?
That the heat wasn't working.
Okay, and so what was?
And that the city came out to do an inspection on the 15th and they said that it wasn't working.
On the 15th of what month?
November.
Okay, so we'll get to that in just one moment. So in the same conversation, you told her that your heat wasn't working and about the inspection?
Yeah.
Well, if you're having a conversation with her on November 1st, how would you have known what the result of the inspection was, that wasn't for 2 weeks later?
Because when I had been calling since November 1st, I finally put in a maintenance request after speaking with the lawyer. The city came on the 15th to do an inspection, and according to the city, it wasn't working. But if it came on the 1st of November.
Hold on, ma'am, hold on. When did you put in the maintenance request?
November 12th. November
November
12th
12th?
was a written request.
Okay, do you have a copy of that written request?
No, but I do have the inspection.
Okay. Please, so when you submit a maintenance request, is it through an app?
It was a written one,
I know that you tell me it's written, but did you just write it on a note and leave it at the office? Is there an email? Is it via an app? How does one submit a maintenance request? Yeah, I don't live there, so I don't know how it's done, and I need, for the record, I need to know how it's done. So you submitted a maintenance request, how did you submit that? What's that? I can't understand what you're saying. How is the maintenance request submitted?
Can I ask her how she submitted it at this point, because I really don't know.
Ask who? Ma'am, you're nodding to her, I don't know who she is.
Her.
Her, okay, ma'am, let me just tell you how this works, okay? We have a recording. I'm sorry?
Yeah, please, because I don't know.
We have a recording. And I don't know any information until it's put on the record. So you pointing to somebody, I have no idea who that somebody is. She could be your coworker for all I know. I have no idea. So I can't have you just assume that I know what's going on, because I don't. So it has to be specific for the record. So who is the person that you were pointing to?
My sister.
Your sister. Does she reside at the property with you?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I was unaware of that. Did you know that, Mr. Dublin?
No.
No, okay. Ma'am, please step forward.
Please.
Okay, and ma'am, your name for the record, please.
Jasmine Rose.
Okay, I need you to be off of your phone, please. Okay, and was this filed as an all other occupants council?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. On my check-in part, it doesn't give that option. Can you spell your first name, please, ma'am?
JSMIN.
Okay, again, I need you to please be loud as well, and please remove your hand from your pocket. JASM,
IN.
okay, Rose, ROSE?
Yes.
Okay, please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear from the testimony you're about to give this matter the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay. And so, did you submit, so you reside at the property?
Yeah. Yes.
You're sure about that? You seem like you're not sure. So you and Ashley live together?
Yes.
And so, there was testimony that the heat went out.
Right.
Okay, so who contacted the landlord?
That was me.
You contacted the landlord.
Yes.
Okay, what date did you contact the landlord?
I started contacting them October.
Not November 1st?
I have October 25th.
Okay, and how did you contact them? Via phone, email,
It was phone.
phone? Did you talk to anybody?
Yes.
And who did you speak to?
It was a couple of different people through the office. I'm not really sure who.
Okay, and what was the response that you received?
That they would call me back or somebody would come out.
Okay, and did anybody call you back?
No,
Did anybody come out?
no,
Okay, did you call back again?
yes.
When did you call back again?
All the way October 30th. October 30th a few times, and then November 6th a couple times.
Are you looking at call logs, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, can I see those call logs, please? Actually, we have to show them Mr. Dublin as well. Mr. Dublin, I'm just gonna ask also, would you like an opportunity to speak to both of them now, since knowing that Ms. Rose is also here as a tenant? Would you like the opportunity to all speak again together, and I can recall this matter?
I don't think that will affect anything, all right? In fact, I'm having my client check right now if this is a one-bedroom apartment. I don't believe Ms. Rose lives there. We have no record of her being part of the, she's not part of the lease. She's not, as far as we know, she's not residing there.
Okay. Ms. Rose, do you reside there, or were you simply calling out of assistance to your sister?
I'm there. I've been in Colorado, so I haven't been there for a few months, but since I've been back, this has been happening.
Okay. When did you come back?
I came back in September
And how long were you in Colorado?
since March.
Okay. Ms. Long, when did you begin residing in the apartment?
April 2022.
Okay. And so were you residing in the apartment with Ashley the entire time prior to leaving for Colorado?
No,
When did you move into the apartment?
September when I came back.
When you came back? Okay. And you stay there on a daily basis?
Yeah,
All right, I'm sorry, just one moment, please. Nobody has to get up, I'll be right back, I'm going to brief recess. Okay, I apologize for that. All right, and so we're back on the record in the matter of Propel Property Management versus Ashley Long. Okay, and so, first of all, I'm sorry, what is the address of the property?
994 Elm Street, apartment 3.
Ma'am, I really need you to speak up, please.
994 Elm Street, apartment 3.
Okay. If you feel like you're yelling at me, don't worry about that. That way I know I'm hearing you and we're getting you up on the recording. Okay, and so is there an app that you have to notify that you make any maintenance requests on, or how is that done?
It's on the portal online.
On the portal? Okay, so when was, did you submit the maintenance request, or did
Yeah.
Ashley?
I did,
And so you submitted that on the portal?
yes,
What date did you submit that on the portal?
November 12th.
Okay, and did you submit that under your own access to the portal or under Ashley's access to the portal? And why is it that you did that and not Ashley?
Because she didn't, or she doesn't really do anything for the maintenance stuff.
I don't know what that means. First of all, Ashley, please remove your hands from your pockets. What do you mean she doesn't do anything regarding the maintenance stuff?
Like, I would be the one to take care of it rather than her.
Okay, Ashley, how old are you?
25.
Why is that funny?
I don't know. I don't need to be living by myself, so.
You what?
It's obvious I don't need to be living by myself, so.
Well, ma'am, I'm just asking, I'm just trying to figure this out because you're asking for an abatement on heat, but I need to know that the plaintiff had notice of that and how that all occurred. Okay, I can't, first of all, I can't have the two of you having conversation while I'm talking, or anybody else, because it's messing up the record. So then you do live by yourself.
I was until September.
Okay, and quite frankly, whether you live by yourself or not is irrelevant, right? I'm just trying to find, I mean, if your sister's helping you, she's helping you.
Right.
But I don't need to be lied to and misled as to whether or not Jasmine lives there or doesn't live there. Okay, Ms. Castro, did you receive notice regarding any heat issues?
We have, thank you. Hi. So we had the work order submitted on the 12th and let us know obviously that the heat had been out, and then we began to go from there.
Okay, so what was done?
As soon as that happened, we had the vendor go out. The vendor went through and, created a quote of what would be needed to repair anything. And then we got approval from the owner, because we need approval, of course, before we continue forward with any
Okay,
more.
you're telling me the process, I need dates for that process.
Oh, I got you. Okay, so she submitted it on the 12th. We had a quote sent over on October 30th, because we already were going about doing our boiler turn-ons for our apartments that we manage.
I'm sorry, October what?
30th.
So a quote was sent over on October 30th.
Correct.
Your Honor, this unit's a boiler.
Yeah.
They were in the process of turning on all boilers and recognized there was an issue with the heat prior to Ms. Long submitting a request.
Yeah.
They had, the work order was in place, the work order was sent to the owner of the unit, so my client is owner of the management company. That was approved for repair and purchase on the 6th of November. Part was on back order. As soon as the part came in stock, it was installed.
Okay, when did the part come in and when did it get installed?
Parts were ordered on November 6th. They came in on November 15th. Repair was done November 21st.
15th was a Friday, Your Honor.
Okay, and so they don't work on the weekends
I don't know.
for maintenance? I'm sorry?
It's a third-party contractor. It's not my client.
Yeah, we just asked them, what's your next availability to be able to get in there, and then we, have their working, so.
Okay, and counsel, what was the amount that was, set to be, that there was an agreement on regarding an abatement amount?
You know, now, there was no agreement on the abatement amount.
I'm sorry, what was it that you had offered, $100 or something?
I had offered $100 off, Your Honor, which
Okay.
was the 2 late fees for the months of October and November.
Okay, and so, Ms. Long, did you deposit your money, into a separate account? So you withheld rent, or you didn't pay the rent, did you deposit it into a separate account instead of paying the rent?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, what account was that deposited into?
Commissioner first.
Okay, do you have any of your bank statements that would show that that's where that was?
No.
Do you have access to online banking on your phone?
Probably not. I can't download nothing right now.
Why?
I owe Apple money.
I'm sorry?
I owe Apple money. I can't download the app right now.
Oh,
Such BS. Oh my gosh. Absolute total BS. And these two have been doing it all their lives.
so clearly there should be an abatement. So now the amount, right, because there was no heat for a bit. So now it's what's the dollar amount to come up with that amount? So what is it you believe that it should be? So the offer was $100, that they would waive your late fees.
Right. I went 3 weeks without it, so 3 weeks off.
You went 3 weeks without heat.
Right.
Okay, I don't recall though that all 3 of those weeks were weeks that necessarily would have, not that they were cold like this, that's for sure. So you think that you should get credit for 3 weeks of rent?
Right.
And counsel, your response?
Your Honor, this action for non-payment of rent was initiated by my client prior to there being any type of a heat issue. If the court is disinclined to accept our offer of $100, then I think the only time that would potentially be unreasonable, since my client started the process of repairing this before notice to them, the part was on back order, the order of the part, it came in, I would say only the time between the 15th and the 21st from when it was in stock and not installed, which would be 6 days. Rent is $850 per month. but I still think the $100 is more than reasonable, considering our lack of knowledge and our abating the issue prior to their notifying us. We act, MCL 554139 doesn't guarantee that everything's going to work. It only states that we are required to act reasonably with written notice of issues to the property. We acted reasonably and we were already on top of it before we received written notice. I don't think they're entitled, or I don't think they deserve an abatement based on their actions and the deceptions before the court today. But again, I'm still willing to offer the $100.
Well, the court will note that the complaint was filed on October 24th. That rent was paid through September 30th. So rent wasn't paid in October. And the first date that anything started to occur, or the first contact was October 25th, which is pretty interesting given that the complaint was filed October 24th. And I don't question that Ms. Rose did contact the property manager, but what I do question a little bit is I do have some credibility issues because I'm not really sure who lives where or who's doing what. But it does appear as well that since the quote was already sent over on October 30th, because they were getting ready to get the boilers turned on, they were aware there was an issue, and that the part was back ordered. They don't have control over that. However, perhaps there could have been some other potential remedy as a result of that. But was there any communication, Ms. Casto, by yourself to Ms. Long to let her know what the status of anything was?
I directly did not. I can check our work order though, but I'm not on our maintenance staff unfortunately, so I don't handle the back and forth between that.
But somebody would usually contact the tenant to let them know the status. Okay. All right, Ms. Long, are you aware that this was in motion?
No.
Nobody contacted you at all? Was your phone working at that time?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think that $100, I think waiver of the late fees of $50 each month for a total of $100 would be sufficient. If I were to take this at let's see here, it's $850 per month.
Your Honor, I calculate 6 days at $170. Each day for the month of November would be $28.43.
All right, so from the 15th to the 21st, now a lot quicker calculation than I figured out, but in any event, $170 is from the 18th to the 15th to the 21st, correct?
Yes, Your Honor, that's what I calculate.
Okay, so I'm not going to leave the late fees. I'll do the $170 from the date this part was back ordered until the date that it was repaired on November 21st. Because I do recall it being slightly cooler during those times. Well, a bit cooler, not slightly cooler, a bit cooler. So $170 will be the abatement amount.
Your Honor, I have a judgment.
I'm sorry, Counsel?
I have a judgment, but it now includes December's rent.
Okay, Ms. Long and Ms. Rhodes, did you pay rent for December? Why not?
I don't get paid till Friday.
And so I thought it would have led towards the November, because they take it for the back rent rather than with this month would be.
All right,
So the way that we pay it is like they would take it for what's old rather than what the new month would be.
okay, but there's still money that would be owed anyway, but it would still, I mean, it would now you just incur a late fee, I would presume.
Sorry,
I'm sorry?
I didn't hear what you said about the late fee.
Oh, I just stated that they probably would be incurring another late fee by not making their payment. I don't know if there's a grace period or not.
There is a grace period, Your Honor. I mean, it would be owed by the 12th, which would be 10 days from today, but it's not owed just the day, which is the
Okay.
standard for judgment.
Okay, and so what's the total judgment then when we're backing out the,
After I remove the abatement, Your Honor, the current rent due and owing is $1,938.58, $207.59 in costs. Totals $2,146.17. I have prepared a judgment by hearing, and I have it in my hand, I'm going to it.
so you said 17 cents or 73 cents?
On the final, total amount is 17.
Okay, that's what I had, but I didn't know if I misheard that. All right, the court will note after hearing, based upon the prior agreement that the amount of back rent that was owed was agreed upon at $1,416.17, taking into account the $170 abatement that this court just ordered, and taking into account costs in December rent, the total amount is $2,146.17. If that amount is paid or defendant does not move out before December 12th, plaintiff apply for an order evicting the defendant. Additional money may be owed if damage to the property occurs or rent continues to accrue. Partial payment will not prevent the court from issuing an order evicting the defendant, and no money judgment will be entered at this time. Was there a request for money judgment?
There was, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We would be asking for
There is a money judgment. Any questions?
No.
Okay, all right,
Your Honor, I will e-file it.
okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, good luck to you all.
Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.